Hey again everyone, this is Lucas Gillespie with the WoWInSchool project. Really quick overview here of getting around and navigating in World of Warcraft. So let's get started. So the basics we've talked about already, but we just want to recap again how to just basically move around in the game, and that's typically done through the WASD key. So if I hit W, my character moves forward, and if I hit S, my character moves back. A and D cause me to rotate to the left and right. So it takes a little while getting used to, but you'll get the hang of it eventually moving around. You can also, just so you know, use the Q and E buttons to strafe or to step side to side. So Q strafes me to the left and E strafes me to the right. Okay, so that's the basics of navigating your character around, moving around. But let's talk about getting, covering large distances, because if you recall, World of Warcraft is a really big place. So currently, I'm in Elwyn Forest, and you can see here that I'm on the road. And just a word of advice, as you're traveling in the world, it is a dangerous place. It's a good idea to stay on the roads. Roads are generally safer than crossing through the wilds because there are all kinds of creatures and bandits and things out there, and unless you're looking for a fight or some danger, I recommend staying on the roads as you travel from one place to another. Okay, so I'm going to run into Stormwind here and show you another way of communication. Oh, hi, Miss Diana. Miss Diana is one of the school teachers here in Stormwind, and she's taking her class apparently on a field trip. Look at them, how well behaved they are. Well, except for that one little girl, she seems a little out of control. But anyway, let's go in here and talk about other ways of getting around. So the first thing I'm going to show you is we're going to run in and talk about flight masters a little bit. Now, as you are a lower level character, your main means of exploration and getting around... Okay, come on, game. There we go. A little latency there. Your main means of exploring and getting around in the world is going to be by simply running from one place to another. But as you discover new towns and cities, you'll notice flight masters in those areas, and they'll usually be hanging around with these great awesome beasts called griffins or hippogriffs or other mythical flying creatures. And you'll notice that they'll often have a green exclamation mark over their head. Always, always, always run up and right click on them, and that will just add a flight point to your map system. And that means that later on you can very quickly and easily fly from one place to another, from one flight master to another. So let me show you what that looks like in the later parts of the game. So I'm going to right click on Dungar Longdream here, who's the Griffin Master in Stormwind. And that's going to pull up my map. And here you see the entire continent that I'm on and all the different flight points that are located that I've discovered on this continent. And so if I want to travel from Stormwind, which is where I'm at now, to say Bog Paddle in the Swamp of Sorrows, I simply click on that. Now it does cost me a little bit of money, 12 silver to fly from here to that location. So keep that in mind as you're exploring around in the lower levels. Be on the lookout for new flight locations or flight paths, and you'll see those flight masters with a little green exclamation mark. Just run up and right click them to add that to your list. Alright, let's head over to the tram and we'll talk about that mode of transportation. Alright, I've run through Stormwind over to the Dwarven District. If you don't recall where that's at, just hit your M button to bring your map up. And you can see here are the Stormwind gates where we started, and we ran into that class of kids. And here is the Dwarven District. And what I'm going to look for is this spinning cogwheel thing, and I'm going to run in here and see the tram. Okay, so I've entered the Stormwind Tram, and the tram is something that the gnomes built as a safe means of travel between the human capital city of Stormwind and the dwarven capital city of Ironforge. And this is a fun little ride here. We just stand on the cart. Make sure you don't jump off. You're going to be doing a lot of running to get through the tunnels. Don't worry, the tram won't hit you. It's pretty safe. So just enjoy the ride and the scenes. You actually get to go underwater in one point. And so when we get to Ironforge, I'll show you a couple of other means of transportation. Alright, we're almost to Ironforge. And we're pulling into the stop. Here we are. And let's run through the portal here, and we'll be in the city. Alright, here we are in the Dwarven capital city of Ironforge. It's built under the mountain. Very Tolkien-esque. Very cool. And so I'm going to run into the center part of the town called the Great Forge. We're going to find a flight master and take it to one of the harbors, and then we'll talk about traveling from one continent to another by boat. So I'm going to run over here to the Griffin Master. Remember, we talked about Griffin Masters. And he's going to let me fly. Probably I'm going to go to Menethil Harbor. So let's see. Yep, here we go. So I'm going to travel to Menethil Harbor. Hopefully, or is that still available? I guess we'll find out. Alright, good. So I've arrived in Menethil Harbor here, and I was so worried because Cataclysm obviously changed the landscape, and it clearly sunk that boat over there. But here comes another boat, and I'm going to be able to take that boat to another location. Now, you'll notice a lot of times there are dock masters, and these dock masters will kind of tell you where the different ships go. But I need to run over there and catch that boat before it leaves. Alright, just made it, I think. So boats allow us to travel from one continent to another. So if you look here on your map, and I'm going to zoom out, you can see that I'm right here on the in the Eastern Kingdoms. But if I want to travel over to Kalimdor or up to Northrend, I'm going to have to take a boat to get there, unless I can teleport there or have a mage teleport me to that location. And so that's what boat travel is for. So you got to find the right boat. Oh, it looks like we're already at sea. You got to find the right boat, get on board, don't miss it, and just like you see here, we're traveling. Of course, it fast forwards this, which is really nice. It's a big ocean. And we're going to travel over to Kalimdor, the land of the elves, which has also been hit very hard in the recent Cataclysm. So this is kind of like a loading screen, so it takes just a moment. And here we are. It's a good opportunity while you're out exploring to really pay attention to how the game developers use different color palettes and things like that to really create a different look and feel for these different areas. Okay, and where we've landed now, we're on Theramore Island, and this is Theramore, one of the human outposts in Kalimdor. Okay, so there's a couple other ways to get around, and these are going to be available to you as you advance in the game. Once you reach level 20, you're going to be able to get a mount, your first mount, and your mounts are going to be found in your spell book on the Mounts tab. Let me show you what one of those look like. For example, you might get the brown horse, and so you can drag these out to a hot bar if you want to, or just click them right here, and when I click it, I get my horse mount. Now, these mounts allow me to travel 60% faster than I would if just going on foot, so that's really nice. Now, once you reach level 40, you can get epic riding mounts. Epic riding mounts are going to let you go 100% faster than you would just by going on foot. Alright, now the really cool stuff happens once you get up to level 60. Level 60, you are able to get your first flying mount, and you have to go get your flight master's license. And these things all cost money, and there are vendors who sell these things. And when you do that, you can get your flying mount, and they come in all shapes and sizes. So as you can see, there's a great variety of them, and they allow you to fly all around in the world. So they're really cool. And of course, they come in different skill levels. So expert riding at level 60 allows you to travel by air at 150% speed. This is actually level 70 flying, so I think that's right. I'm going to tell you wrong. Or you can get, there are epic flying mounts that will actually travel faster than regular flying mounts. So really great way to get around, and of course with a flying mount you can really see the world and get around nicely. So other than that, the ways of getting around include portals. So mages can teleport themselves and their groups from one location to another. You can also find warlocks to summon you to locations. If you are in a remote location and you need to get somewhere, if there's a warlock in the group and you have at least 3 people, you can make that happen. So that's another way of getting around. And again, remember, as you're exploring, use your map. Your map's going to show you the different places in the world that you are. And as you explore these different regions, the map will fill in the unknown stuff. And remember, you can zoom out and look at different regions just by clicking on them. Happy exploring, happy travels, and I'll see you in Azeroth.